episode of Technical Foul, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
It's not your boy.
Oh yeah, we've never not had Tim. That's weird.
I show us for the wait.
It's just a void. It's just a void. Yeah, Tim ain't with us, but we gonna, hold it down for him.
But I'm the Eric J.
Only known as
the Eric J.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. Holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K Diddy.
Take that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, y'all. I mean, hey, the Milwaukee Bucks just won game 4, 109-103. The series is tied 2-2. It is now a best of 3 series. Just gotta take a breath. Because you were actually at the game. Like the crowd sounded crazy on TV.
It did sound lit.
It was nuts. Like my voice, I don't know if it sounds different to y'all, but it sounds different in my head right now.
That makes sense.
And like I was wilding. Like I hugged a white dude. Like,
hey, that's how you know Eric was excited.
The Bucks bring everybody together.
That's right. What I'm saying. Like it was like a group hug. It was like me, the dude next to me, and then the white guy behind us too. We were just like, yeah. Like I think it was after the Giannis block led to like a Middleton layup or something, right?
I believe Middleton scored like the last.
Yeah, it was whenever the timeout was that Middleton was like on the ground. Like we were just like euphoric. Like that was an experience.
It sounded like it. Like you have any other like thoughts or like just convo or anything about like the game itself? Like you were actually at an NBA Finals game in Milwaukee.
That's dope. Yeah.
And the Bucks won.
Like it's I don't like. First of all, the crowd was crazy the entire time, and like crazy in a good way. Like it was just like everything, every little thing that happened, like they were just on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically for the entire fourth quarter, like nobody sat down. Like it was just, which was bad because I was with my grandfather. I'm like, I don't want to stand this long, but yeah, nobody was sitting down. Like folks were just high by each other. Like it was more Suns fans there than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
But at least the ones that were in my section were respectful. Like it was like there was no like drama or anything. It was just like everybody there having a good time. The Bucks seemed out of it a little bit.
Yeah, they
mainly through. I mean, aside from Khris Middleton, like for the first 3 quarters, I was probably the first 3.5 quarters, honestly. Like I don't know what was going on with Giannis. Like Drew was missing layups again.
Yeah.
Man, listen, Drew Holiday. We got to have the conversation again because it is not pretty at all on offense. It is hard to watch.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's because of how much energy he is having to, expend defensively, because he is out here doing his job on that side of the ball.
Yeah. And I'm not giving him a pass for offense, but like I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt because he is working his ass off defensively. Like Chris Paul had like 11 points or something like that.
Yeah, let's see. Chris Paul finished the game with 10 points, 5 of 13 shooting, and 5 turnovers, which again, I just thought about what we talked about after the last game. Take advantage of these high turnover games because this is not normal.
But again, like it's been a little bit consistent these last couple of games, so it's like it's not normal, but
he's been getting progressively worse.
Either.
Yeah, he's been getting progressively worse as the series has gone on.
And that's one thing I noticed, and like maybe it was just what I picked up in person, but I like the look of having, like when they shifted Drew to Booker and then put Khris on Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Like that seemed to work defensively, and like Chris Paul, obviously he's crafty as hell. Like he's gonna get to his spots regardless, but he's not to where he's gonna blow by people at this point. And I think that's Chris Middleton's biggest liability defensively. So it's like if Chris is long enough and quick enough to kind of stay with him, and even if he gets beat, can kind of recover and make it a tough shot. Like,
because I mean,
and
Chris
like
is
if they
6'7".
right, and if they run like the Ayton pick and roll with Chris Paul, like then you switching Chris onto Ayton, which still isn't great, but it's at least size on him as opposed to him just like catching it at the charge circle and just putting it right up because he towers over everybody. So
yeah,
I like that wrinkle, and hopefully like we can come back to it. Like obviously it's not a full 48 thing, because as we can see from Drew Holiday, like defending Chris Paul is a lot, but I think as another look that you can throw at him, I didn't mind it.
This was such a weird game. The feel of it was weird. The amount of layups they were missing again was weird. Neither team could hit a three, so at least that saved us a little bit because
Devin Booker not fouling, that was weird.
Oh my God, Devin Booker. That man has 7. No, on my Facebook, 8 and a P.
Yeah, he did 8 fouls.
It's 8 and a P is what we writing down in the books for his stats tonight.
Because he finally did foul out. So
oh yeah, he did. Yeah. 8 and a P is correct then.
Yep. Try it.
I honestly could not believe they did not call that. Like he looked like he intentionally fouled Drew on that play.
And like I thought I missed something. Like I was celebrating because I'm like, that's six. And then they're like, no, it was just they counted the putback, but like no foul. I'm like, how?
Like how? It didn't make
sense.
Then
they showed the replay a bunch of times. It's like he clearly wrapped him up. Like you said, like it seemed intentional that he tried to wrap him up.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, I want to ask you because you're not as emotionally invested in this series as we are. Like you want the Bucks to win, but you know this is different for us.
Yeah.
Did you see the officiating being slanted in any way? Because I also saw Suns fans complaining about the whistle that they got this evening.
I'm gonna say like on both sides, the officiating was trash, honestly. Because it seems like it was a lot of like, especially in the first and second quarter, like Giannis was getting a lot of like calls.
Mm-hmm.
And Ayton was like Ayton was just there like, dog, I literally ain't do shit, but they keep calling these fouls on me. So I feel like on both teams actually didn't benefit from the referees. But I guess I don't understand. Like again, like you were saying about like Devin Booker, it's just like I understand officials don't want to like dictate the outcome of the game, but it was like if it's a clear foul, dude, you have to call it. Like you can't just be like, oh, you know, we don't want to have him fall out the game because that's gonna shift the momentum or shift the game in any way. It's like you still got to do your job. Like that was blatant as hell. So and like y'all just said, he had like 8 damn near technically had 8 fouls. Yeah, and like that's trash. But like, watching the game and not being so like invested as you guys, like it was a very enjoyable game. Like even like a fan of you know, not being like a pure fan of either team, it was still like very enjoyable. And I love the aggressiveness that the Bucks had on defense. Like they was like hella aggressive, like coming out the gate. And I was like, yo, this is like the Bucks team that I expected to come out. And then Middleton out there balling, like doing him. Like I love that too. And we all expected Booker to have a good game. No, we definitely didn't expect Booker not to, you know, come out and ball like the way he did. So
I mean, Booker ended up with.
It was a great win.
I know he had at least 40.
I think he was like 42, 43.
Yeah, Tim 42, came in with the Tim stats. Okay. Good evening, sir. Welcome.
What up, yo?
You wake.
What it do?
Bill. Taking a cat nap.
This nigga.
Oh, just so y'all know, I was repping the brand at the game. So TECK was literally at the finals.
Repping out here.
Brings a couple people, yeah.
You know what was crazy about this game? And it reminded me of what we were talking about on this week's episode. Listen to episode 208 if you have not yet. It's a great episode. Just check that out.
Do it.
But
do it.
third quarter, when the Suns went on that run, when the Bucks offense was stuck in the mud to start off the third quarter, it was Bucks fans on my timeline like, oh, I need to adjust my thinking now to, oh, it was so nice just to be here. I'm like, fam, there was a lot of game left to still be played. Calm down. Calm down.
Relax.
They probably said like 9 minutes left in the third and shit.
I was like, calm down.
And that's the thing, like, you know, shout out to the Bucks, because like even though they were struggling, like they still kept it close. Like they never let it get out of hand. And I never felt like Phoenix was like firmly in control of the game. Like, especially, you know, aside from Booker, like nobody was really like scaring me. You know what I mean? So like they did what they had to do. Like they win ugly, which is unexpected, but that's
a win is a win.
now.
A dub is a dub is a dub.
Yeah, it was a dub.
It was a very ugly win, but it was a win nonetheless. And one thing that we talked about a lot during the regular season was the fact that, you know, one of the things that bogged down the last two playoff teams was the fact that they didn't really have to win in different ways during the regular season, because it was constant blowout, blowout, blowout. Like, we are running y'all out the gym, and it is easy. They didn't really face that adversity in like first year in the playoff run. It was like, cool, we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. We think we good, but adversity, we faltered. Couldn't win a game. Lost 4 straight. That still hurt. Then we get the weird bubble year, but like Miami just ran us out the gym. Like Orlando gave us more trouble than they should have. Like they couldn't adjust. Like you could see it. And this team is finally one that is able to do things in different ways. And it's in part because they spent the regular season working on these scenarios, working on these, you know, that's why the regular season was it was hard. That's why we didn't finish first in the conference this year. They were trying different things out. They got put in some different situations, and it's paying off. This team is very resilient, and they keep their composure a lot better than teams of the past have.
That was one thing I was thinking about, like during the Atlanta series, is that even as a fan, like you kind of have to learn how to win in the playoffs. Like that sounds weird because we don't really have an output on the, you know, like we don't have any input on the game outcome. But it's like that first year, I was naive as hell. I'm like, why not us? You know, like everybody kept saying, you know, you gotta take baby steps, and you know, it's ain't gonna work in the playoffs. I'm like, they blowing everybody out. It don't fucking matter. Like they just gonna like they just gonna run through it. And then I got popped, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Year 2, came back, double down on everything. I'm like, yeah, man, they just running their shit better. They good. I still contend that the pandemic fucked them over more than anybody, but you know,
yeah,
still, like you know, like you have to take your lumps as a fan base even to, you know.
Yeah,
and now it's like, you know, you don't get too high, you don't get too low. Like you figure out the rhythms of playoff series. It's like, okay, it's not great, but you know, like they can make these adjustments. Like even after games 1 and 2, we were like, there's still stuff in there. Like there are ways, there are things that we can do to get this back on track. Like I'm not panicking. If anything, I was kind of invigorated by game 2, even in the loss. I'm like, oh yeah, they figured out some shit that works. Like Khris and Drew just got to make shots, essentially.
That's all game 2 was.
Yeah.
And Khris showed up tonight. That man showed up tonight.
Man,
you got his line.
40 points, 15 of 33 from the field, 7 to 8 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, a turnover, and a foul. Plus 10, team high. Oh no, I'm sorry, I lied. Team high plus minus. Pat Connaughton plus 21.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Again, it was somebody on my
threes.
Listen, it was someone else on Twitter talking about some Pat Connaughton should not be playing this many minutes. And because of y'all and the conversations that we've had, I'm like, literally, there's no one else to put in the game.
There's nobody else.
This is it. And
you want more Bobby P minutes?
No, the response was Bryn Forbes.
Oh, fuck out of here.
And I'm like, you didn't see how he got hunted? He got hunted worse than Bobby and Pat get hunted, because once again, Pat did get hunted in this game. That's who they were looking for. He was playing some good defense majority of the time. They just hit the shots in his face.
No, Booker was on one.
I don't know what you do about that.
Matter of fact, Booker was on 1.5. Like that motherfucker. Like he was trying to erase game 3 from memory.
I like that they came out the gate and was like running it through Book. Like from the beginning, Phoenix was like, Book, like go ahead, man. Like
even that first shot was highly contested. Still hit that motherfucker.
He got in the rhythm quick.
I was like, that's the kind of game he gonna have, huh? Like immediately. I ain't expect him to have no damn 40, dog. 42.
Yeah, I think Mid had 14 in the fourth. And like a lot of that was kind of padded in that last minute. But like that's the thing, like his was pretty consistent throughout the game. Like I never felt like there was like one of them patented like Khris Middleton runs. Like it was just kind of like
it was a slow build, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Slow build. Perfect way.
Because he definitely was at one point shooting worse. What is it? I think he had like 21 on like 19 shots or 21 shots or some shit like that. Like it was so bad. I'm like, bro, like my man's is he got some points, but damn, bro.
And then like Middleton can do, he can get hot, and that's all you need. I was watching the 2012 game 4 Heat and Thunder when Westbrook went off for like 43. And I was watching that game and I was like, man, these benches are really bad. I completely forgot about Norris Cole. Like Norris Cole was getting NBA final minutes, fam.
Yeah.
When's the last time you even heard that name?
I used to fuck with Norris Cole.
But he came in the game, in game 4 in particular, he came in, he hit some big shots. He did his part in that, and that's all you can ask for. I'm thinking like Pat Connaughton, like hit your threes when you open.
Hopefully I'm putting this out into the atmosphere, but I went and looked up the John Paxson shot to win the 93 finals against the Suns. I'm like, damn, like Pat is our John Paxson, like, you know. So like that would be like Pat hitting a game winning 3-pointer to clinch a title. Like that's how crazy that shit would be. You know what I mean? Like I was just thinking, like, you know, it comes down to your role players. Like you need other guys that are gonna hit shots other than your stars. Because like, you know, we're 4 games into the series, plus all the scouting that you have from the regular season and the playoffs before we get here. Like these teams know what each other are doing. It's just who executes the best at this point. Like there aren't any real wrinkles that you're going to develop this late into the series. Like there aren't any, you know what lineups work and what don't. Like you know what players you can play at this point. Like it's all about execution.
Well, how much better execution does Devin Booker need in order for him to get 6 fouls, bro? Because Jesus Christ, it was a master class.
Oh yeah, you missed the
discussion on that. But yeah, we say 8 and a P.
8 and a P. That's how many fouls he had tonight.
We haven't mentioned like the play of the game though.
Oh, the Giannis block.
Beautiful block.
Yes.
Because my God, how did he get there?
Where my seats were, like I couldn't even see it. So I just saw the 2 go up, and then like the ball squirted out. I'm like, what? So like I had to see the replay, but like that, like there was no way in my mind like he was getting to that ball, and he got it clean as a whistle.
I caught part of his post-game conference where he was mentioning, like, he was like, I knew it wasn't a layup. Like, I knew it was about to be a lob, so I just tried to get back.
CJ McCollum, that's why he's the defensive player of the year, motherfucker. Like, why y'all talking shit? Like, oh, defensive player of the year, my ass. Why he ain't guarding? Yeah.
Guard KD, he ain't picking up easy. No, because that's not how we play.
That's not his game.
This is what he do. This is what he do.
Dude is showing out these finals, man.
And that's the thing. He even had a down game for him today. It had 26 and double-digit rebounds.
He almost had a triple-double.
Yeah.
Almost fucked around and had a triple. Yeah, 26 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks.
Yeah. And only 1 turnover. The Bucks did very good taking care of the ball this game. Only 5 as a team.
Oh, Lord. Yes, that's real good.
But these boys, I'm looking
Chris
at
Paul
threes,
had 5 by himself. Yeah, the threes was Free
Chris Paul
throws.
was, man, he was giving us the game. I appreciated it.
Drew was taking it too. Drew was taking it too. Yeah, man, it was a good game. It was a gutty game. Pat Connaughton got himself a podium game. He out here with Khris Middleton right now.
Let's go. He earned it.
Yeah. That's what I said. Shout out to Pat, man. That motherfucker.
Yeah.
He been doing what he had to do.
Oh, Book had 42 on 28 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. And didn't hit a three.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
He had a great game. We survived a great Devin Booker showing. Like,
that's huge though.
It
like
is.
Booker was that hot and y'all still pulled out the win. Like that's a huge.
Each game, Chris Paul has done less and less and less. I don't know if fatigue's starting to get to him.
Hey, Drew Holiday, after the game, they were asking him about how he keeps playing defense on. Like, yeah, you're doing this like full court. Like, do you think it's paying off? Like, are you seeing results? Are you with it? Like, how do you feel about it? And Drew Holiday was like, well, I hope it's working because I'm tired. That's the point of doing it, right? Like, he better, like, pretty much like he better be tired too. Like, I am tired.
This is where that schedule. Go ahead, Kent.
No, I was gonna say he looked like he's starting to wear down. Like he looked like he's starting to show a little bit of fatigue. Like I know they was a road team and things like that. Like but they gave him 2 days of rest in between, and then now we got to go back to Phoenix on another 2 days of rest. So like we'll see how it go. But he looked like he was a little worn down.
That's what exactly what I was about to say. But I was gonna say like that's where the schedule is helping because it allows the Bucks to kind of empty the clip defensively, and they're like, okay, we got an extra day of rest. Like Drew can pick Chris Paul back, up in the backcourt because like, okay, I got extra day. Like, yeah, it's travel involved, but like we're not playing another game in 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis also said about that block, just to go back, I thought I was gonna get dunked on. And I was like, man, that's relatable for my like 2K life. I thought I might get dunked on, but I'm gonna try. Have y'all seen the photo of Khris and Giannis after the game, where Giannis was kind of like leaning on him?
No,
they're starting to put it up next to the Pippen and Jordan flu game picture.
Oh, really?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They starting to put that up next to it. I was like, that's gonna be one of those pictures that it's gonna be a Milwaukee famous picture.
Oh, okay.
They win this title. That's their statue. Okay, I'll crowdsource the shit myself if I have to.
Man, listen, get it going, start it up. Y'all have any y'all got any other thoughts though about Game 4 that y'all want to get off your chest? Anything you want, and if not, then the question to you is, how are you feeling going into Game 5?
I'm exhausted. That's my thoughts on Game 4. Like I am emotionally exhausted. Like I was just like the first thing I did on this episode was sigh because shit. Like that was how I felt. Like literally, like once they started fouling, I'm just like, okay, I can breathe now. Like it was crazy. I don't know, Tim. That was you that asked. Like, would you rather have a blowout or close game? Blowout, blowout, please. I can't take.
I definitely thought of you during this game because of that. I was like, this is what Tim wanted. He wants this type of pressure.
Yeah, man. Pressure burst pipes, dog.
Yeah, that's why I'm not trying to have a heart attack, fam. I felt like I was gonna have.
I'm trying to get my pipes done.
Whoa!
Hey, dog.
No. Yeah, this was stressful. This was real stressful.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a fun game. I'm glad they kept fighting. I'm glad they ended up pulling it out. I'm actually more confident after this game that we have the better team. Well, I'm just confident.
His confidence keeps building.
Yeah, and the more that we see them, and the more they're exposed to us, and the more like they don't want to keep getting beat up all game. Like you can see it. Like they get a little bit more risky with the fouls, or they tried to do the wall thing early on, and it slowed them down a little bit for a hot second. just for a hot second. But like we said before, we figured that. Well, we've done things to kind of figure shit out just in case that is the case. So I feel like because we've made
the wide open shots he generated for him.
Yeah, and shit, we missed a whole bunch of them. We should have made too.
That's what I'm saying. Like it would help. Like he's making the right plays. Like when he sees the ball.
So I feel like that we are a better team, and that we should end up. Shit, I feel like we might really be able to pull this out in 6.
Low key.
I know my team at this point, and I know that they make things unnecessarily difficult on themselves. So I wouldn't be surprised if they lose game 5 and then win the last 2. Just because, like throughout these playoffs, they've kind of let their foot off the gas when they feel like they've made it over the hump or something. So they need to have their backs against the wall to kind of be their best.
My hope is that they've grown off of that from the Atlanta series, because when I thought that they were going to do that without Giannis, they came out and they took care of business the way they were supposed to. I mean,
that was still kind of like a back against the wall type of,
because
they didn't have them.
I hear you, but like they came out and they won both. I didn't expect them to win 2 in a row, and they did. It's like the ultimate point. And I was talking to my guy about it, and I was like, I feel like it is going to be Bucks in 6. And I was like, but I don't want to say it because like Bucks in 6 is haunted. And he was just like, fam. He's like, we just survived a historic Devin Booker game and the refs were out against us and we still won. He's like, you got to start believing in these dudes. And I was like, you know what? You're right.
My man hugged my man midair, dog, tackled him.
Listen, the way I hollered. Again, I'm so glad we have time after the game to calm down before we come on this show, because I was upset. But yeah, we go into Phoenix. We win game 5, it's over. It's over. If we win game 5, it's over.
No, Phoenix ain't trying to see this crowd in the closeout. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
The time when like Booker hit one of his shots over Pat, and he like stared Pat down, going back up the court, and I'm like, it's Pat Connaughton, fam. Like, what you doing? Like, okay, all right.
Ken, you got anything?
No, man, I'm confident, and I feel like the Bucks are still going to win the series, especially after this game. If they continue to play as well as they did on defense, they definitely can finish it in 6. Yeah,
real active hands. I meant to say that, like, the Bucks have had super active hands on defense, and you can see the results of that paying off. Jeff T, I just want to say real quick. You didn't do anything really crazy tonight.
He got hella clock too.
This is me. That is the credit that you get from me tonight. I just want to, I'm trying to be fair out here, because, like, I defend Pat, I defend Brooke. Brooke was shooting some wild threes tonight. I don't know what he was thinking.
He was letting them loose.
Yeah, I was watching him in warm-ups and he wasn't hitting in, so I don't know why he felt like, oh yeah, I'm on today. Like I literally watched, because I was watching him. Like, we got there like an hour and a half early. But I was watching him when he was warming up, and like from the corner, like he was just breaking. Like I think he made like 1 of 6 or something. Like when I was actually paying attention, I'm like, ooh, that don't look too good. And then he came out pulling. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, he was a team low, -13.
Yeah,
minus 13 on the game. Not great. Not a great Brooke. It matches the eye test. It was not a great Brooke Lopez game, but you can be better. Hey, we got some room for improvement. PJ didn't hit not a shot. Big 0 on the points.
He had like 26 minutes, 0 points.
29 minutes. You was close.
29.
5 fouls, 0 points. 5 rebounds.
Hey, man, he had a PJ.
I would like a 3 or 2. That'd be a perfect PJ. But
he's just saving them for Phoenix. That's all it is.
Hey, I hope so. I hope so. So game 5 is Saturday night,
Mm-hmm.
8 o'clock.
Watching that as a family.
I was gonna ask y'all, did y'all want to get together since it's a Saturday night? Did y'all want to get together?
Sure. I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm with that. So yeah, we'll be back after game 5. But if you want to follow me on social media, you can catch me
Wait a minute.
at Camille Monet, CAMILLEMONAE, because
Your mom is fancy.
thank you, sir.
At Plus Burner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
You.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram. K Harris 216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. We'll holla.
Bye, y'all.